I'm going to talk about rotations today. And a rotation, again, is another rigid motion. And we're turning the figure somehow when we do a rotation. The center of rotation is the fixed point about which the figure is turned, and we're going to stick with the origin. The number of degrees that the figure turns is called the angle of rotation, and we can rotate a figure either clockwise or counterclockwise. And primarily we rotate the figures by 90 degrees, 180 degrees, or 270 degrees. And we sometimes write the rule for a rotation as lowercase r. And then in the subscript, that means it drops down. We've got the 90 degrees and the 0. And so it means the rotation of 90 degrees about the origin. That's what the 0 is the origin. In this case, of triangle ABC. Say that one more time. The lowercase r, rotation, 90 degrees. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees about the origin, which is the 0, of triangle ABC. Most of the time, though, when we see it, we write it as rotate the figure 90 degrees counterclockwise. But I want to just show you that rotation, or the symbolism for rotation, just in case the OST would put that format on in April. But there's really, and sorry about the quality of the picture, I need to do something a little bit different next year. But the following is a summary for counterclockwise rotations in the coordinate plane. So if we're rotating 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin of xy, what happens is we're going to have a point on the graph that's negative yx. And it's really hard to remember as you look through on the next one. We have negative x, negative y when we're rotating 180 degrees counterclockwise. And we have y negative x when we're rotating 270 degrees. So what I tried to come up with is a little rule to help us remember. And in other words, if we're rotating the figure 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin, what happens is we flip the point and we change the first sign. And we'll illustrate it when we get to the back here. Again, this is something that might need to be memorized. I write it every single time. If we're rotating 180 degrees counterclockwise, then the point xy also, when we rotate it, it's going to be the point negative x, negative y. In other words, what happens is when we're rotating 180 degrees counterclockwise, we don't flip the point, but we change the sign of both. Again, look, xy, it doesn't change any order there. It's just that xy becomes negative x, negative y, if we want to rotate this 180 degrees. For 270 counterclockwise, what happens is that we flip and we change the second sign. And for 360, we don't change anything. We've gone full circle, so the figure is going to land where it started from. So how can we remember it? Again, I recommend that you write it down every single time. But for 90 degrees, what we're doing is we're moving this point one quadrant. We moved it one. And what do? We change the first sign. 180, I don't have a trick. It's just 180, we're going to change both signs, but no flip. If we move it 270, if we rotate it 270, 270 starts with a 2, and we change the second sign. Again, those memory tricks work for me. I hope that it'll at least help some of you. But we're probably best off if we try some examples. So the first one says, graph the image of the following figure using the given transformation. We're going to rotate this 180 degrees counterclockwise. Well, counterclockwise is the no flip, and then it's change those signs. How about I spell it? That's the rule on this one. So what I like to do is I like to list these ordered pairs from our figure here, which are P, Q, R, and S. And P has the ordered pair of -4, -4. Q has the sign, or the point -3, -4. R has the ordered pair -3, -3. And S has the ordered pair of -5, -2. And again, what do? We don't flip anything, but we do change those signs. So -4, 4 is going to become +4, 4. -3, -4 is going to become +3, +4. No flip, we're going to change the signs. -3, -3, we need to change both signs. -5, -2, we need to change both signs. And once we've got that, those are going to be our new values. 4, 4 is our new P. Remember, it's like P to the first power, only it's P prime. Q is going to be 3, 4. Here's our new Q. R is going to be 3, 3. There's our new R. And 5, 2 is going to be our new S. There's our figure. We rotated it. Rotating 90 degrees, counterclockwise. Again, what might be helpful is write down what the rule is. And for 90 degrees counterclockwise, what we're going to do is we're going to flip and change the first sign. So we'll start by writing down the ordered pairs, listing the ordered pairs here, and then we can graph it. So A is -4, 1. B is -2, 1. C is -2, 3. And D is -5, 4. And again, what the rule is, we're going to flip and change the sign on the first. So it's going to be 1, -4, but we're going to change the sign on the first. We flipped it. 1, -2. There's the flip. Change the sign on the first. -2, 3. Flip. Now change the sign on the first. And lastly, flip, change the sign on the first. So 4 and -5 change places, but then the 4 changes sign. We flip and change the sign of the first value in the ordered pair. And now that we've done that, we can graph our picture. -1, -4. There's our new A. -1, -2. Here's our new B. -3, -2. There's our new C. And -4, -5 is our new D. And I need to just check here real quick. Did I graph C right? And remember, we're not changing the size or the shape of the figure. So usually when you graph it, if it doesn't look like the original, then you know you've done something wrong. But it does look like we have rotated this figure 90 degrees counterclockwise, which by the way is going this way. Rotating 270 degrees counterclockwise. Well, the rule. 270 degrees counterclockwise. We're going to flip and change the second sign. Remember, 270 starts with 2, so that's how I can remember to change the second sign. If we write down our ordered pairs of triangle A, B, C, A has this ordered pair of -5, 2. B has the ordered pair of -2, 1. And C has the ordered pair -3, 3. And once again, what we're going to do, we're going to flip and change the second sign this time. So -5, 2 is going to become 2, -5, but we need to change the second sign. So it's really going to be 2, +5. -2, 1 is going to become 1, -2, but we're going to change the second sign. -3, 3 becomes 3, -3, but we're going to change the second sign. And now that we have those values here, we're going to graph it. So 2, 5. 2, 5. There's our new A. 1, 2. Here's our new B. 3, 3. There's our new C. And it might be nice if I graphed it right, but 3, 3. There's our new C. And there's our picture. The thing is, that's the counterclockwise. We can also go clockwise. But when you graph an image using the given transformations of a clockwise, the thing about the clockwise is, clockwise means that we're going this direction. But if we're rotating this 90 degrees clockwise, what happens is it's the same as the 270 degrees counterclockwise. Can't fit that whole word in there. It's the same as. So once we identify the fact that it's the same as the counterclockwise, then we know what the rule is. The rule for this one then is we flip and change the second sign. Again, let me recommend that if you haven't done this before, if you're not familiar with these rules, if you've forgotten these rules, that you write them down every single time. Because believe me, writing them down while you're doing your practice is enough for you to learn them. If we take a look at our points here, the nice thing is if you look above on A, it's the same figure here. So our ordered pairs are P, which is -4, -4. Q is -3, -4. R is -3, -3. And S is -5, -2. Again, if you just look right above there from example 1, it's the same figure, but now we're rotating this one 90 degrees clockwise, which is 270 counterclockwise. Again, in this particular case, because it's not going to be the same answer as 1A, at least not intentionally, it's not. We're going to flip and change the second sign. We're going to flip and change the second sign. We're going to flip and change the second sign. We're going to flip and change the second sign. And once we do that, then we can draw the picture. So we've got -4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our new P. -4, 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's our new Q. Our new R is -3, 3. And our new S is -2, 5. And when we draw our picture, we get that. This time what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this particular picture 180 degrees clockwise. Well, the nice thing about clockwise is that it doesn't matter if we go for 180 degrees. It doesn't matter if we go clockwise or counterclockwise. We still end up in the same place. So it's the same as 180 degrees counterclockwise. And the rule for 180 degrees counterclockwise is no flip, but change both signs. So as we look above on our papers at 1B, we have the ordered pairs written down already. A is -4, 1. B is -2, 1. C is -2, 3. And D is -5, 4. But this time what we want is we need to flip and change the signs, and no flip and change those signs. So this is going to become 1, -4. Nope, no flip. I said no flip and I didn't. I still flip. Just change the signs. 4, -1. 2, -1. 2, -3. And 5, -4. No flip. Just going back to check and make sure that no flip and change both sides. And now we can draw the picture. So we come over here. 4, -1 is our new A. 2, -1 is our new B. 2, -3 is our new C. And +5 negative 4 is our new D. And there we just rotated 180 degrees counterclockwise. The last one, rotating 270 degrees clockwise. Well, going 270 degrees clockwise is the same as rotating 90 degrees counterclockwise. And the rule for the counterclockwise, the 90 degrees counterclockwise, is to flip and change the first sign. Again, I recommend that you write out the rules until you know them. The ordered pairs for this figure, A is negative 5, 2. B is negative 2, 1. And C is negative 3, 3. So we're going to, again, flip. So this is going to become 2, negative 5, but we're going to change the first sign. We're going to flip and change the first sign. We're going to flip and change the first sign. And once we've done that, then we can graph our figures here. So negative 2, negative 5. There's our new A. Negative 1, negative 2. Here's our new B. Negative 3, negative 3 is here's our new C. And there we rotated our figure 90 degrees, 270 clockwise, which is the same as the 90 degrees counterclockwise.